and thank you for listening to Getting Hard in Nate's Backyard. On this episode of the podcast, I get the great honor of sitting down with American stand-up comedian Sam Tripoli. If you happen to hear this as it's put out, hopefully this Saturday, June 6th, 2015, go see him at Yuk Yuks tonight if you're not at Calgary Metalfest. Sam, go to samtripoli.com, check out all his great podcasts, check out all the rad stuff he does. Really want to thank him for being on, and thanks for listening, everybody.
Dude, what if somebody just started rapping in the middle of your metal fest? It's so fucking nuts.
Oh, hello. Oh, my God.
Whoa. Yo.
I'm not used to these microphones. Hold on a second.
You're not these awesome new mics that you have sponsoring your podcast?
Yeah. This podcast is brought to you by righthookmics.com. Holy fuck, don't get too close.
Because they're so good.
Yeah. Yeah, or go to righthookmics.com and fucking buy every single one. There's 5 different colors. They're like $100. Buy them. This podcast is also brought to you by me, BigNateProductions.com. Go there. Go. If you're not going to Metalfest tonight, you're ridiculous. That's okay.
Let's who's some of the bands.
Cobra and the Lotus tonight is headlining. Into Eternity, they're playing.
And that's a metal band?
Into Eternity, yeah.
That sounds like a band that plays with keyboards and cries about love. Does that? Like Into Eternity? Into Eternity, girl, you complete me.
Yeah, they're actually one of the bigger metal bands from Canada.
They probably kick ass.
Yeah, and they are heavy. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're really heavy. But they do. They have a chick singer now, and she does kind of do some of that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah, no, there's a few.
You can be dark and want love. Is there a band called Oh Shit?
Yeah.
That's a great name for a band.
Funny story. The outro song is by Oh Shit, and it's called Get the Fuck Off Our Bus.
Yeah.
And they wrote a whole album called Get the Fuck Off Our Bus, and Joe Rogan's driving the bus on the album art. And they threw, when he performed here, they threw a shirt on stage or something, and he doesn't know, he's not hip to what's going on, so he just looked at it and he was like, what the fuck is this? And he just threw it back in the crowd.
He don't.
But
give
those guys worship him.
He don't give a
fuck.
Oh yeah, it is weird, dude. Death Squad people be crazy, be cray.
So, Big Nate Productions brings you Calgary Metalfest. Go tonight. It's going to be fun. Thanks a lot. I would like to officially welcome Sam Tripoli to the podcast. Holy fuck. Yay. Thanks for doing it, man.
Into the rape chamber.
Yeah, thanks for getting in the bus. And what do you got to promote? What are you doing here in town? What's going on?
I've been blessed that I've been booked out here to play the Yuk Yuks Comedy Club, and it's been a great week. You know, the first 2 shows were awesome. They get big laughers. The show last night was packed. They were good, but it's like this thing in comedy sometimes where you get a crowd and you can't get joke credit with the crowd. Meaning, if I throw you 3 fastballs and you've laughed at it, just assume the 4th is a fastball too. No, they just next, next, next. And it's just after some, you're just tired. You're like, why do I'm 35 minutes into this set. Why am I still grinding right now?
Yeah, it's a tough town.
It's a great town.
Yeah, cool.
I gotta be honest with you. I've done tons of shows in Canada. You know what's so funny, man? The only time I've ever not done well in Canada is in the year 2000 when I did the Montreal Comedy Festival and I bombed.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's kind of the worst place to bomb.
Yeah, well, literally the worst place to bomb. It's probably hurt my career for a little while. But if I knew then what I knew now, I would be the fucking best time ever. But I also think people are different, what they're laughing at, what I'm doing now, they probably would never have laughed at in 2000. Now you can go crazy because of all the stuff on comedy channels such as Tosh.0, Workaholics, all these really edgy, funny shows where people are like, oh, we can laugh at this stuff. Yeah. We don't need to take everything literal.
Yeah.
Which is always what ruins comedy. It's people. I have a joke about one time I was at a park with a female friend of mine. This little Mexican girl walks up to us. She starts talking to us. I'm like, "How you doing, you little cutie tootie?" And my friend's face goes like really white. I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "You can't talk to kids at a park like that, dude. People are gonna think you're a sex offender." And I go, "Well, the truth is, I'm not a sex offender, but if I was, I think I can do better than that kid. I'm sorry." Right? And like you guys laugh, but some people like take that literal. They're like, "Oh, like who would actually think like that?"
Yeah. Dude, I was, this is a fucked up story. I'm quote unquote by trade a house painter, if you will, if I have to go to work. Yeah. And so I was
Nothing wrong with that.
I was working painting this house. I was doing this exterior, and I sit in my car and I'm eating my lunch, and I had this fucking hat on, this like straw hat on, because I was outside, and I have a giant forehead, and fucking.
Is that your Indian name? I giant forehead. This is Sitting Bull. This is Flying Eagle. This I giant forehead.
And this cop pulls up behind me. Like, I'm not even moving. I'm like, why am I getting pulled over when my car's not even on? And I don't even realize it, but I'm sitting across the street from a park.
Oh!
And they thought I was sitting there, like, creeping out on this fucking kid.
I can get that.
I was sitting there eating my sandwich.
I was about to go off on the cops, so now I kind of look at you and I go, "Hey, maybe he's just doing his job." I one time I'm like 13-3 in traffic court. Like, I'm really good.
Wow.
I cross-examine. I got a big case coming up. I can't wait to cross-examine this cop because I'm going to nail him. And I won a case one time because we were on Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles, and it was like one of those days on Sunset where no cars were moving. And I was in the car with a chick that I was kind of on a date with. And I was really excited about it. And so we're not moving. So I undo my seatbelt to go make a move on it, right? And this cop comes up and pulls us over with his flashlight. He pulls us over with his flashlight. He's like, "Pull over." We're like, "We're not moving. What are you talking about?" He's like, "You don't have your seatbelt on." I go, "I took my seatbelt off to try to make out with this chick, which is totally cock-blocked right now." So I go to court, and I get there early, and because everybody who brings lawyers gets to go first. I'm just listening to every motion being made by every lawyer, and so when it's my turn, I'm just making every motion for continuance, motion for all the boom, 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 boom. Denied. I'm like, she goes, "What's going on here?" And so he told his side, and then I told my story. I go, "Listen, man, we were in standstill traffic." I started grilling him, right? And they don't like that. The judges hate when you start laying into the cops. Yeah. She's like, "Calm down. Just tell me your side story." And I go, blah, 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 blah. I'm with this hot chick. I go to make a move. Up walks this guy with his flashlight, pulling us over in standstill traffic. I just took it off to make out with the chick I was on a date with. The judge quotes Shakespeare and about love and believing in love and dismisses the case. She goes, "Not guilty." Dude, it was like Rudy, and I just punched the ball in, and then at the end of the game, the court went crazy, dude. Dude, I'm getting high-fived by Mexicans, Armenians, and Russians. It was awesome, because you go to traffic court in L.A., you realize ugly people get tickets. And then you start going, "Okay, am I one of these ugly people?" So I relate to your story.
Awesome. What's the name of your podcast? You have a couple podcasts yourself, don't you?
Well, I have two podcasts, and one of the podcasts is more of a feed in which I put a couple different, like, just styles of podcasts I like to do on the feed. So
okay.
I have my popular one that's starting to finally get some traction is Punch Drunk Sports.
Yeah.
It's about 20% sports, 80% just shit talking.
Oh yeah,
it's me, Ari Shafir, and my good friend Jason Tebow. Like two of the, and like we've all been really good friends for like I think 12, 13 years, and
cool.
Yeah, so we used to just argue sports in the back of the Comedy Store.
Yeah, right.
And we're like, this should be a podcast. So we were one of the first sports comedy podcasts out there. Now there's a couple of them. But yeah, man, it's just getting bigger and bigger. And now Ari with his TV show, and he's got a lot of great stuff going on. Our numbers keep going up. And
is that how you met Ari? Was because you worked at the Comedy Store? Right?
I've known Ari literally since he was a door guy. I was a door guy at the Comedy Store.
Wild, yeah, fuck, cool.
And I've just been able to watch that kid grow, not as a comic, but just as a person, dude. You know, he's still a major shit talker.
Oh yeah.
But you know, it's funny when you see your friends kind of make it. You see them kind of do this, like this exhale, like, okay, I can chill now.
I have money.
You know,
It's paid for.
You guys know entertainment. It's like people are like, what's it like grind? I'm like, it's like drowning. You're just always trying to breathe for water, and like when you kind of make it, somebody grabs you, and you're like, I'm done drowning.
Yeah. I know, just from listening to Rogan's podcast, he really said that, you know, it's like, I remember when I got my first big check and I went and bought this massage chair. It's like some $20,000 massage chair. It's like, fuck yeah. And then I had the tank installed in my house, you know, like,
dude, he has
amazing.
Winding staircase in the middle of his living room. That's how you know you like. That's Pablo Escobar money right there.
No doubt,
when you got a fucking winding staircase in the middle of your living room. He's really cool. So the other one I do is called The Naughty Show, and
yeah, you started that, right?
yeah, The Naughty Show is. If you go listen to the like, maybe like once Gareth gets on the show, Gareth Reynolds, it's so good. I just couldn't get anybody to listen to it. It was so fucking weird.
Weird, yeah.
It was so weird. And if you listen to it, like, this show is cooking with gas, dude.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. And people are like, that's the best show I've ever been on. And you're like, oh, man, it's great. Nobody would listen to it.
Weird.
So I've had to kind of adjust what I did. And we kind of did. You know, the problem is that I let people define it as a porno comedy show, and it wasn't. It just had porn stars on it occasionally. But I like to do all the crazy. I like the outlaws. I always like to interview the outlaws, and I'm definitely different than a lot of podcasts where it's all about having big names on. I like to just do interesting people,
right?
That maybe nobody knows about, but I just find them interesting as fuck. You know?
Yeah, cool.
So I'm doing this. So the Naughty Show feed's still live. You go to Naughty Show, you can listen to all the back Naughty shows. You can listen to all the new Naughty shows.
When did you start that?
The original Naughty Show?
Yeah.
I'd say about 4 years ago.
Oh, okay, cool.
And now,
so you're up to a couple hundred by now? Yeah, something.
But now I've restarted it, and now it's broken into two different podcasts I do. One's called Twisted, where I rant for an hour.
Oh, okay.
And I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. You think, oh, dude, you got to talk for an hour? It's like, it's amazing how the time flies.
Yeah, right.
And then the other one's called the International Bad Boys Hour. And, like, I'm in sobriety and shit like that. So it's like, you know, I go to AA meetings, and, you know, we're not really supposed to talk about this, but, like, I go to these AA meetings, and, like, these people share these stories that are, like, so insane, like, of fucking drunken, drug crimes, and you're like, holy fuck, how are you still alive? And then they're like, and now I'm like, I'm a mother, I got 3 kids, I run a business. I'm like, that's what people need to hear about, like, how bad it got and where you are now. And that's kind of what our show's about now. Wow. And it's called the International Bad Boys Hour. It's with a good friend of mine named Stephen Randolph, who's this crazy dude. And we just bring on, like, people who are, like, sober, talking about, like, how bad it got and, like, how it's going now.
Wow.
And it's like, and you don't have to be sober to enjoy it. It's like the greatest. It's like if Quentin Tarantino did a storytelling podcast. That's what I try.
Awesome.
I try to do comedy if Quentin Tarantino did stand-up comedy. That's what I'm all about. Like ultra drug comedy, violence, chaos.
Sweet.
With a couple N-bombs in between everything.
So, where do they, samtripoli.com? Is that where
yeah,
they
you can check out samtripoli.com. Hold on, let's see if we can do this. Please welcome to the podcast. What's the name of the podcast?
Getting Hard in Nate's Backyard.
Please welcome to the podcast, Getting Hard in Nate's Backyard, from Punch Drunk Sports, Jason Tebow, everybody.
Hello, everybody. What am I doing, Sam? I'm calling to ask to borrow money. What's happening?
Yeah, you're literally on my friend's podcast. We're in the back of his bus, and we're doing it, and so I took your call, and I was just talking about Punch.
Nice.
Jason's in Indiana.
I was just calling to bitch to you about our podcast. Yeah, I'm in Chicago. I'm at the hospital, everybody. My buddy just broke his collarbone on his bike.
What? See,
I have
dude?
a dog in my backpack.
One of my favorite stories, jokes of David tells, is how, like, you know, he likes watching porn because it's safe. Like, you ever notice that joggers always jog and they find, like, a dead body? I've never found a dead body while beating off the porn. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you would have broken your collarbone if you hadn't been really active. I'm saying be less active.
You know what my exactly? You know what my favorite David Tell joke is?
What?
He goes, one time I was sitting on the couch and I was scratching my balls, and I looked at my dog and he was licking his balls, and we made eye contact and we both started laughing.
One of my favorite jokes he does, and it's like David Tell just goes up on stage and he'll just throw out gems and then you'll never hear him again. One of my favorites is like, he's like, yeah, I went to ride a roller coaster. You ever see a roller coaster, guys? They always say you gotta be at least this tall, can't be pregnant, can't have a heart condition. So they basically excluded the entire Mexican swinging population.
Hilarious.
All right, dude. I'll call you when I'm done.
Dude, have fun in Canada. Hit me up later. I love you, man. Have fun, everybody. Rock and roll. Suck dick.
Yeah.
Whoa, fuck.
That was Jason Tebow from Punch Drunk Sports.
Yeah, go check out all these fucking awesome podcasts. I think Canada's just figuring out podcasts.
I think a lot of the world is.
It's like, oh, I don't have to listen to fucking commercials. I can take it with me as I go. But it just seems to be catching on here, like, just now, kind of.
Yeah, and it's like you don't have to get anything that's edited, too, because you're getting it direct.
It's real talk.
Person,
it's real talk.
For sure.
It's very interesting because LA definitely took off way more podcasting than the East Coast.
Oh, interesting.
A couple of East Coast guys had, but like the New York City podcasting scene started way after the Los Angeles podcasting scene.
Interesting.
And the reason is because podcasting became a place for guys who couldn't get on television to be able to get across their art and get a following. And it helped with a lot of people, like Death Squad, blew up a lot of people.
Yeah,
like if you look at the original lineup of Death Squad, it is the who's who of podcasting.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, it's funny. That's how... It's fucking weird. Like, when we were talking last night, I was like, Jesus Christ, the universe is making me get in contact with Sam Tripoli. It's fucking freaking me out. Like, I've listened to tons of your podcasts.
Oh, thank you.
And like, that's how I know you. That's how I know... Like, I looked up your comedy the other night for the first time. And I was like, oh, he's funny.
Yeah.
but it was mostly, I knew you were funny from, like, podcasts.
And you got Jason
and that whole world.
Heads up as well. Jason Rouse, our good buddy.
Yeah, Rouse.
Rouse is one of my favorites.
Oh, man, anytime Rouse tells me to go check somebody out, you make the time.
Yeah, Rouse is a guy I love to gig with, man. We did the Dirty at 12:30 in Vegas, and it was so fun to watch him crush, because I never get to see him perform enough.
Yeah.
And he's great, dude.
Why isn't he fucking massive in LA? What is it?
Because, first of all, it's like, it's hard to just come right into town.
Yeah.
And, just guns a-blazing. It's very hard. It's like you got to work your way in. But I think Jason's just got to find a way to get his niche across. That's all it is, dude.
Which is very
the right
niche-y.
role will come for Jason if he stays in the pocket. He doesn't beat himself up. And doesn't get depressed. He stays there.
Yeah.
And the right, like, adult bookstore clerk in some funny adult bookstore sitcom. Like, Jason would be great. The guy who fucking, refills the dildos on the wall. Like that's the role that's going to blow him up, and that's like what he needs to get.
Not the Doritos commercial.
No, it's not going to be that, and he'd be miserable doing that. If you put Jason Rouse on like the American Office, he would be fucking miserable, and I'd be miserable too.
Yeah, everybody would be.
I had a writing partner a long time ago. I wrote with a very good friend of mine, and we wrote a spec script. Now in LA, you write spec scripts.
Okay. It's like a pitch script?
Well, you want to get on a show writing, right? You send them your spec script. You watch their show, and you go, here's how I'd write for your show.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it was just when the American Office had come on. And what was the lead character on that show? Do you guys remember?
I never
Steve?
watched that show.
Carell?
Oh, yeah, Steve Carell.
No, what was his character?
Fuck.
We'll just call him Steve.
Okay. All right.
The whole point of the sketch was that Steve had just come from the British office. He'd been being trained over there, and the whole episode is he just can't stop talking about how much better the British office is than the American office. And they gave it to that girl Mindy, and she's like, it's funny, but she's like the head writer, so she's like, fuck you, I'm not gonna fucking put this out. But it is
right. Yeah. I guess even in a big town like that too, there's probably 4 people running it, kind of like the whole entire business. So it's hard to get to those.
Well,
people,
now
I
it's
guess.
changing, dude. That's
the
scary
internet,
thing.
right? The internet.
It's great.
It's fucking
but
destroying.
pretty soon there's going to be nobody famous, which I'm fine with too.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to have the same level of fame.
Yeah.
Because of the internet.
Well, these Instagram models,
Oh,
they
my
just
God.
drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They drive me
They go on
nuts.
tour.
They all think, and then they hire
they're
them
models,
to like
yeah.
host, and it's the biggest scam because they all just add these add-ons and these like bots and all this stuff that likes all their shit.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
not real.
No.
Fuck. I had that with the festival. I had this band last year. Like, we were talking at lunch about how the many different subgenres of metal, and I did this. I have some friends who are in hardcore bands, which is not popular here at all because it's like an American thing, right? And up here, they're like, I want to listen to Norwegian black metal, I don't fucking listen to that American bullshit, right? So the hardcore stuff's not very popular. But I did this hardcore show on the Thursday, and this band here in town that I like, I won't name them, doesn't matter. They had like 50,000 likes, and I was like, oh shit, like you guys are gonna headline. They pulled 2 fucking people.
Yeah.
They pulled 2 fucking people.
And that's the
I couldn't
problem with
fucking
it.
believe it. It was
And that's
just
the
like,
problem with it. But you know, on MySpace way back in the day, it was okay to add add-ons. Everybody
Right.
did it.
Yeah.
And that's how Dane Cook got huge. He had like 14 bots just adding everybody.
yeah, right. Fuck.
But
So are those people or are those like programs?
bots, they're little programs.
That's fucking weird. Like Nancy and I have been trying to break Facebook for the last like 2 years, like because of the festival, because they make you set it up. Like for Calgary Metalfest, I had to go in and like they ask you all these questions and they fucking pigeonhole you. Oh, you're a business. Oh, okay. And then that determines
The rates.
but it determines how you can talk to your audience and all this fucking weird shit. So, like, I have like Getting Hard in Nate's Backyard, Nate Reno, Calgary Metalfest. I have like 10 different things I can go under. So I'd post something, and then I would like it through all 10 things, and then she'd go and like it, and then nobody would see it. Like, you could tell that I think Facebook is an amalgamation of a bunch of anti-spam software. So if they see, they're like, oh, you're Chinese, and you're
I
getting
totally
the whole
get it.
village to, it's a boom, dirt road, dirt road, right to the fucking bottom. Nobody sees your shit. And because they want you to pay, right? Like, they literally say, like, this post is doing 95% better than all your buy an ad.
That's all they want.
Yeah, they're trying to monetize it now, so it's totally changed over. As before, when I did Metalfest 1 in 2012, I make a thing, everybody fucking sees it.
Back in the day.
Yeah, totally.
Isn't that funny? 2005 is back in the day.
Yeah.
How
Well, you were
crazy
talking
is
about 2000. I was going to say I was pre 9/11 world. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
100%.
Yeah.
Totally different world.
yeah. I just find it, with them trying to monetize it, it's like, before I would say something, everybody would see it like normal, like it was built and intended for, and then
Well, the one
Now
thing
it's
that
being
Facebook,
monetized.
I think, does really well is that when they realize they did something wrong, they pull it back a little bit.
Yeah, that's
like they
true.
were really starting to look like, what always fucks an app, fucks a website, is when the tech guys whose job it is to come up with new stuff overthink everything, and then they keep changing. You're like, I like this, and they keeps changing. You're like, now I don't like this.
Yeah,
and that's just somebody who has to justify their paycheck.
Yeah,
But I feel like Facebook has gotten really good at pulling it back.
yeah, totally.
Like they were like at one point I felt like I was a day trader looking at my Facebook page, and I have all these charts and all this shit going on. I'm like, what is all this shit? I don't want this. And then it just all disappeared. But they had to monetize. The smartest thing that Facebook ever did was make it so you had to be real to get a Facebook page, for the most part.
Interesting.
Right.
Because
Interesting.
what keeps them relevant is now to go and comment on other websites like Gawker or whatever, or Bleacher Report. You have to sign in through your Facebook page.
Shit. Interesting.
So now they've made them even more important. They're like almost like you're verified
Yeah, right.
because of trolling. People
That's
like,
fucking-
you got to have your real name up, bitch.
We just had a thing. I'll try to keep this quick because everybody that's listening to this knows all about it. But we just had a big election here, and
For what, your emperor?
Well, we have little mini emperors throughout the city.
That shoguns out there, some emperors.
They call them MLAs. What's that stand for again? Member of Legislative Assembly.
Yeah, it's the provincial government.
Yeah, that represents us in Ottawa. So there's 15 ridings or something like that in Calgary, and each one gets one. So this chick that I know, she's a metalhead, and she was running for the NDP, and I don't think she thought she was going to get elected, but we basically overthrew the old regime that was in for 44 years. So she got in with the new regime,
and she's like, yeah,
dude, it was hilarious. I was at this party with her. I was talking to her about this. She came to the festival last night. I was like, I see her at this party. I'm like, you should hire me as your political advisor. And she goes, I already have one of those. And then I'm like, what's your platform? And then she gave me all this, and I was like, see, this is why. But anyways, when she got elected, somebody went through all her old Facebook shit and found some gems, man. Found this one, she's on this album cover from this thrash band, and she's laying down, and they're all this 80s Venom cover or something, and then what they did with that picture is Buddy was going towards her with a bottle, and they bleeped it out. It was that unnecessary censorship shit.
Yeah.
So it made it look so fucking bad.
Yeah,
it's they weren't even going for that, but censoring it made it even worse.
Didn't she put some slanderous remarks?
Oh, well, that's what got her kicked out of caucus.
Suspended.
Suspended for a year.
Right,
yeah, that's right. Suspended for a year.
Oh, but she's still elected? She just can't go there for a year?
She's right now.
That's great.
They kicked her out of caucus, so she's technically an independent for a year. But she got sworn in last week.
Well, you know what, dude?
There was... The other one was she doesn't even smoke weed ever, but she just posed by this shirt, this hip hop shirt that had fucking a big weed leaf on it and said Thug Life or some shit on it, and she posed by and they used that in the paper. But the one that got her kicked out was she wrote on a newspaper some quote unquote homophobic. It's fuck, settle down. There's no
again? It was
I can't fuck. Who cares?
Bruce Jenner?
Yeah. No.
The opposition.
That was Prentice. That's right.
Oh yeah, about Prentice, the last emperor.
The last emperor for sure.
You know what, dude?
Fuck.
It's so fun. It's it should be illegal to go back and look at whatever you've posted. Dude, if you're a 20-year-old chick, there's probably a picture of your tits somewhere out there.
Yeah.
I'm more nervous about if you don't have a picture of your tits out. Something lets me know you're up to no good.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, you're selling meth, aren't you?
Yeah. It's dude, everybody's a little shady. That's the problem with politics now, and that's the problem with entertainment.
Yeah.
A big reason why someone like a Rouse or myself, even though I'm not as crazy as Rouse all the time, but it's when you go up on stage and you're honest, people hate that. What corporations really like, especially sponsorships, is they like people who put out a fake image that makes people feel guilty that they're not as pure and perfect as that.
Yeah.
If you watch any commercial, they've completely tried to make you feel insecure, especially women. You watch these family, you'll see a family commercial, the mom literally looks like she's 4 years older than her kids. And that's to make all women oh, those kids are my age and I don't look that good. It's meant to make you feel like shit, so you buy their fucking products.
Fuck. And what's weird is kind of the reason I brought all this up is now it's a totally different playing field, because if I was fuck it, I'm not making any money in this business, I'm gonna go get some fucking suit and tie dickhead job, they would just go through and troll my Facebook and be whoa, you drink a lot.
Yeah.
Everything I tweet would get me fired. I'm surprised I'm shooting this thing for Bellator this week. They're so nice over there, but I like to tweet weird shit.
Well, who doesn't?
Well, that's what it's for.
Shock value comedy.
I remember when, my aunt went to friend me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I denied her. And it was kind of a thing in my family. It was well, what you deny Aunt Pam for? And I'm fuck, man. I'm dude, the shit I put on the internet, it's not for my family to see.
Right.
It's I'm trolling the world here. They can't be part of that. But it'll just be weird to see, it's funny. The internet's, what's it done so far? It's pretty much killed the music business.
I
It's
think I'm just going to
reshaped
say
it,
something. And it's
reshaped
doing
it.
it to comedy to a point. But let me tell you something. The music industry had a lot to do with it. And you know what? It's not. I don't know if it's necessarily killing it. It's changing
reshaping.
how you make money doing it. And you know what? The truth of the matter is like if you remember before the internet, people would be putting out albums, 17 songs, 2 of them were good, and you have to pay $20 for that album. And you're like, what am I paying? Like, rappers in the 80s and 90s, 4 of their songs would be answering machine messages.
Well, and I think that was the strategy too. Is they'd be like, they'd sign a band and be like, "Oh man, these songs are great," and they're like, "Yeah, this is going to be the best album ever," and they're like, "No, this is going to be the best 10 albums ever."
Yeah, and
you need to write schlock behind all. You put one
that's
or
where they
2.
fucked up, man.
Yeah, totally.
You can't cheapen art.
Yeah.
You can't, dude. You can't. And that's the comedy club business is the last of entertainment that doesn't get behind the train wreck marketing, which is like the weirder, the bigger, the crazier the fucking crash, the more people want to come watch it.
Yeah.
Well, the comedy clubs have gone the opposite way. It's like, let's keep it safe, and then they wonder why nobody comes to their shows.
Right.
People want to, if they want to drop $20, they want to get some weird shit, man.
Yeah, totally.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's like, one of my friends is Sebastian Maniscalco, one of the funniest dudes out there. And he's got he's kind of like Dice meets Jerry Seinfeld. It's a really good combo, and he's fucking funny, dude. He's not going to do anything. He just kills, but to shun away all the chaos, is what really kills comedy clubs.
Pretend it's not there.
Yeah, exactly.
What's interesting?
We got 300 people here. 5 people said they didn't like the show.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we got to cancel the show. 5 people didn't like it. Fuck you. Tell the 5 people come to another show when somebody's up there fucking doing family jokes. And because the people who like the show never stop to talk to the manager. They never go, I just want to tell you how great the show was. No, they go up, they buy a t-shirt from the guy, they say awesome, and they want. They go home. The fucking people who's like, I'm angry, right? They'll go up to the manager and be like, I gotta talk to you about how much I didn't enjoy this fucking show. Because I have nothing else going on in my life. And it's just like, I don't like something, I just move the fuck on.
Yeah. The squeaky wheel gets the grease bullshit. I hate that about North America. It has everything. It's like you're saying, they're guilting people in the commercials and all this stuff. It's like the way they market shit over here. It's funny, last night the headliner at the main stage of the festival, his name's Rav, and his band is called Villainizer. And they, there you go. They were giving away those 7 inches last night when he came in. And we were talking about marketing. So Villainizer is a terrorist metal band. They have a song called Terrorist Metal. And he's like half... is he half Lebanese or something or Saudi or something? But he goes into full character and everything. Like he talks in the accent. Like I've done sound for him. He's like, I need lots of monitor, my friend. He's like doing all this shit. And he gets up there and he has dancing girls, the belly dancers,
dynamite on his mic stand.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So he
marketing, dude.
But
that helped Yakov Smirnoff.
Hell yeah.
And that's what we were talking about last night. Is he's like. When he was talking about we're going to give away 50 of these discs, and then he's like, and I go, the new vinyl or the 7? He's like, no, you don't tell him, you just say vinyl. He's like, it's all half truths. Marketing 101, man. It's all half truths. You don't give it all to them. You make it so there's an opportunity for them to feel dumb. So you're like, oh, come on, man. I mean, come on, stupid. You got to buy this.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, that's how they do it. It's so fucking wild, man.
What, did you think I was going to give you the whole thing, you retard?
Yeah.
Now the whole thing's like, nobody really even has anything to play that on. Like, I
it's
can't
funny.
even
They're
play
coming
my
back.
old CDs.
It's funny.
Coming back. My buddy he loves his records now.
It's hilarious.
Oh,
the
it's a better
vinyl,
sound.
for some reason, is like all the hipsters caught onto it and they started buying it. But lots of them, it's funny. They'll have like a record collection before they have a record player a lot. And I went to the Sloth Records here in town, was selling some tickets for the festival, and I went in there, and now there's like $350 for the record, all the way up to like $800. Like you can get the
for
fucking
a vinyl?
No, for the record player. Like they're starting to sell the players again, right? So it's catching on, and they're one of the like all our major music stores in Canada for retail selling CDs and stuff, they're pretty much shut down. Like A&B Sound is done.
Dude, I can't even
HMV
play a
is done.
CD on my new Mac. Like, what one's this? What Mac is this? Like, I got the new Mac. They don't even have a place for DVDs.
This is a 2010, so it still has the record slot. I've done all my records. I'm also a record producer. I've done...
It's just retarded, man.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
They're trying to make everything smaller and slimmer and lighter.
Well, the whole key is to get you to actually own nothing.
Right. They want it all on the cloud. I swear to God, it's a big conspiracy to burn the fucking books, man.
No, what it is, dude, that's a big part. It's all about having everything that you can't touch it. So if you fuck with them, they cut it all off and you can't access it. And you're like, where the fuck's my money? Where's all this?
Yeah, like, I mean, the biggest worry I've heard, from the government and stuff is not a nuke, even though this could be done through a nuke, but an EMP bomb. Like, if they put out a fucking EMP pulse over New York and fried everything that has 2 wires in it, like, fuck, that's worse than killing everybody. Because they're gonna just fucking start eating each other.
Yeah. I can't fucking block!
Could you imagine, dude, my buddy was out, he's like, yeah, my wife is all mad at me because I went away for a few days and I didn't hook the internet up, and she's freaking out on me.
Dude, that's where I get all my news from.
Totally, right?
My girlfriend can't stop watching CNN. It's such propaganda.
It is so bad.
Like when in America, when the NSA and the Homeland Security, like when their budgets are up and they haven't been renewed, CNN goes full crazy propaganda. Oh, suddenly this guy's we just found terrorists here. Thank you, Homeland Security. And it's just like all this fake bullshit that they know these guys are there. They just wait till they need to bust them for a fucking story. And this whole thing with the NSA, I've never seen such mind fucking in my life. It was so hard to watch. You're like, fuck you, Wolf Blitzer, you fucking propaganda piece of shit. It was so bad, man. They're like, ISIS is here. We need the NSA. And like you had this crazy chick from Texas going, we need to come. Like some old lady who's
Nancy Grace
hasn't gotten dick in years. And I have this theory, not to be a sexist, but when men don't get laid and when women get laid, they totally act different. Like when guys don't get laid, they start getting creepy. They start like getting weird and creepy, and they're jerking off in weird places. When women don't get laid, they get angry. They get really angry and they start fucking wanting to fucking set everything on fire. When you see this chick, you're like, she hasn't gotten dick in fucking years, dude. And she's just, we gotta fight the terrorists. Terrorists, they might come here, Canada or the U.S., and want to do something, and then they get here like, this is pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, that's what they all want over there. It's all getting like very Americanized, right? Like even places like Japan and stuff. Like there's so many fucking people over there that would kill to have. They would pay $400 for those jeans you're wearing right now, and they would pay you $200 for that hat.
Yeah,
and they would wear it every day and never wash them ever.
Or complain about it.
Yeah, no, they love that. The Levi's jacket they paid $600 for. Like
tuxedo.
We led the West led the world in technology. Now we lead the world in entertainment. Like we create culture.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's kind of. I've always said that I think art is the only thing that humans actually make. Everything else, you're just digging a fucking hole in the ground, running it through some machine, and it's something I guess was created.
There's an end game to it all, though. It's like capitalism has an end game. When you end up not wanting to pay workers anything to the point of slave labor, nobody can buy anything.
Right.
So when nobody can buy anything, the whole bottom's going to fall out. You can only, because like the whole goal of capitalism is to always make more profits. So if you can't grow it, you have to cut it back here. The first thing to get cut is labor costs, and you keep cutting and cutting and cutting. That's what this new trade embargo is. Like we've been at the same places for the last 20 years making cheap shit. Their living what's it?
Sense of living? No.
Yeah. Standard of living. Standard of living has grown, and now they want more money, and they're like, So now we're gonna go make a trade agreement with these other fucking dirt holes, and now we're gonna pay them nothing, and that's what it just keeps moving. But eventually, you're gonna run out of places.
Yeah, it's weird. What's gonna happen when China runs out?
Oh, dude.
Dude, like they're
don't give a fuck, dude.
And they're all based on this, like you say, it's like got to be fucking growth every year, growth, like perpetual growth. It just can't fucking happen.
Yeah, at some point you're gonna hit a level that's as far as we can grow.
Yeah, you can't just dump all the chemicals in the fucking river like we did in the 50s.
Yeah,
but you can't have 1 billion people doing that and then trying to chintz out on them more. And,
do you watch Vice at all?
Oh, dude, I watched that one about
the Chinese ghost cities?
Dude, that's
where they
so
just
scary,
build
man.
cities and nobody lives in them, just to get their gross natural product up.
Did you watch the one about the most polluted city on Earth? Fuck, man, it's in this valley in China, and it's where they mine all the coal, but then so there's trucks. There's like hundreds mile long backed up trucks full of coal going out, and then it's where all the coal plants are for their electricity, so it's all being burned there too. And fuck, man, it's like where 3 rivers come in and all the ways to, it used to be such a beautiful fertile
Why would you
fucking
live there?
And man, they say if you breathing the air there is like smoking 3.5 packs of cigarettes a day. Like, and what's fucked up is, you know how you always see people in China wearing the mask? Not in this town. Not in this town. They don't give a fuck. Like, we're hard as fuck. They're just rolling around as fuck. And it looks like, you know, when you see like a forest fire and the sun's like this weird orange, and it's that fucking polluted there.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
It's fucking scary.
They
It's
don't
like,
give a shit. There's just too many people over there. When you got 1.5 billion people, it's hard to care about each individual person. And like now they're mining people's organs.
Yeah.
I'm going to China in 2 weeks to do stand up.
Oh, right. Yeah, cool.
And so I go to the Chinese embassy, and there's always a protest outside the Chinese embassy. Every day, any day you go there is a protest.
Interesting.
They're protesting something that China's doing. And the day I went there was harvesting people's organs. And they broke down like how much people get for each organ, like 150 grand for lungs. All this shit.
Whoa.
Like, there's a level of, like, I mean, like, you gotta get to the place where you're like, I'm gonna kill you and harvest your fucking lungs. Like, how do you do that?
Well, if they're 150 grand, somebody needs to open this up. Kraft, where are you? Start selling organs, start growing them on the backs of mice or something. Well, fucking hey, do you have any other gigs? Anything? Is it just Calgary and then China, or?
My girlfriend's driving me crazy.
Oh, girlfriend text.
Oh my God!
Is she pregnant?
No. Do you guys care about the Triple Crown? I know it's horse racing.
Oh, sure.
We got our first fucking Triple Crown winner in like 30 years, dude. The guy finally fucking won all 3 races.
Whoa.
That's huge, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they could never win it. Because wow, that's fucking great. Sorry, dude.
So are you saying that, like, an American?
There's this horse.
But what is it, like the British guys won it every year for 30 years?
No. What it is, it's there's 3 races.
Yeah.
The Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and then there's one more. I forgot what the last one is.
Okay.
And every year there's a horse that wins the first 2.
Right.
And every year it's like, they're going to get the Triple Crown. Oh, they're going to get the Triple Crown. And they never do it. This year it seemed like, and I was going to throw fucking money on it too.
Damn it. So it's the horse.
The horse won.
Yeah,
and
right.
This horse will never have to run again.
Wow.
They're just going to pay its owner to just bone and create more.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fuck, those horses are expensive.
Dude.
Holy
Especially when they win
fuck.
like that, bro.
Oh, man. So what's that horse worth now? $10 million?
20.
20 million?
And then it's just going to live a life of eating and fucking.
And then stallion.
It's never going to have to wipe its own ass. It just takes a shit. Some guy comes up, cleans it up.
Just don't kick him the horse could kick him every time.
Yeah,
Wouldn't matter.
he could. And it'd be like your fucking fault.
Baby wipes.
That's funny. The horse is worth more than the guy.
Yeah.
100%, dude.
That's fucking hilarious. Good old property rights.
I'm trying to get out here for Stampede. So if I don't do it this year, I'm going to try to do it the following year.
Okay.
That's kind of my goal. I know there's going to be nobody at the comedy clubs probably, but everyone's like, you got to come for Stampede. I'm like, okay.
We might have to do a fucking nasty show during that time.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well,
if
that's not a bad
Well,
idea.
you said something
yeah.
about Jason Rouse coming out.
Yeah, I was
And-
trying to work something with Jason.
We should talk to Rouse and-
the other big guy too.
Ask him if he wants to do a naughty show out here with me. I think the whole
yeah.
problem is like, how do you make?
Dude, I'll fucking, if you guys want, I'll record it. Because another quick commercial for Big Name Productions here.
Big name productions.
Big
names.
I'm recording.
Good productions.
I'm recording Sam's sets this weekend. My Nancy's husband Bill's hitting the button there, but we got him all set up and
Doing a great job.
I don't know.
He is, he's great.
Yeah,
He's a good guy.
But we could totally
I think so.
I could get the club. I have a buddy that can do video. We're actually at the festival right now. We're recording. He's got 5 or 6 angles of video.
How would Calgary do with porn stars during Stampede? Would that be a?
That would fit
It
right
would rock
in.
off for sure. It would be good.
Awesome.
We'll do it, man. We'll find a couple porn. It's just the whole thing is like
Porn
I'm not
stars,
even looking
strippers,
to
we got
make a
this.
gazillion dollars. It's more for the
Right.
experience.
And the
But just
entertainment.
like I got to get the porn stars up here.
Would you guys
And we
try?
got strippers.
Yeah,
'Cause
we got more strippers.
Where
than
does Ari do his show? Is that a comedy club?
that. What show?
His show, the Storyteller show
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's at a club called Cheetahs. It's a here's the thing about LA. Everyone thinks it's this wild and crazy place. Within the city of Los Angeles, you are not allowed to show tits.
Okay.
All strip bars
They have the patience.
have been shut
They-
down.
they
and
have
they're bikini
patience.
bars. Now you gotta go to the outskirts of LA to go and
Interesting.
to a strip bar. But
Interesting.
within Hollywood, there's no nudity.
And
It's so retarded
That's
because
fucking weird.
But isn't there nudity if they don't serve liquor? Because on
no,
the
in
sunset-
LA it's a different thing. Everything has to be pasties.
Yeah, okay.
Because as much as there's super progressives and liberals out there, there's a very, very, very large population of Hasidic Jews. Where you see walk around with the big beards and the hockey fucking pucks on their head.
Yeah.
And they always vote for more conservative shit.
Right. Fuck. Those are the guys with all the money.
I don't think they're that rich. I think they're just really like, they're their
Just
own
intense.
little community and they just help each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
It's so
Interesting.
weird. Like, it's so weird to be a conservative human being.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a bit of. I mean, I can understand wanting to be in touch with your past, which I think is what they do a lot.
Right.
But being like a conservative, like politician or anything, it's really just selfishness. It's like
Yeah.
if you really look at everything that ever conservatives ever told you, like gay rights are wrong, women being able to do what they want sexually, any of that, all that stuff that they said was going to bring an legalization of drugs,
Yeah.
that they said was going to bring down fucking fire from the sky,
Yeah.
has never happened.
Yeah, right. Colorado's still there.
And yet they told us we can't do it, and they go around and behind closed doors and they do all that fucking shit.
Yeah.
That's my problem. I think hypocrisy should be a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
I think you should be able to be fined for hypocrisy. Like if you
Interesting.
put out statements like you shouldn't be doing this gay shit, and then you're blowing truckers, there should be a fine with that.
Yeah.
There should be a fine for that. You should have to fucking release a statement saying I'm a hypocrite, I'm full of shit,
Apologize
and
for
here's $750.
I'm in. Fuck Sam Tripoli for president. You should run in 2016.
I am thinking about running for mayor of Los Angeles.
Whoa. Is Hollywood a city? Is there a
Hollywood-
mayor of Hollywood?
Yeah, I know. I think that it's mayor of Hollywood. There's Los Angeles. It's like all these different things. I think Hollywood's part of Los Angeles, though. It's weird.
Yeah.
But there's a mayor of Santa Monica.
Right,
There's a mayor
right.
of Beverly Hills. Like they're all different things.
Huh, interesting. How long have you lived there?
About 14 years.
Yeah. So you dig it?
I'm emotionally attached to the place. Like all the things I love, my restaurants, obviously my girlfriend, my dog.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite teams. I'm a big sports guy. They're all out there.
Right.
You know, and if I'm a nocturnal guy, so after 9 o'clock, I love it. I can drive.
Yeah.
It's easy to get around everywhere.
Right.
During the day, it's fucking horrible.
Right.
Trying to get anywhere. I just know a lot of shortcuts and I've just gotten used to it.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to be in LA, if I said fuck it, I'd probably move down towards San Diego.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
San Diego is God's country, dude. Oh, it's such an amazing area. You're like, wow. Everybody's the weather is body temperature. You can't feel the weather. That's how good it is. Everybody's good looking, you know, and it's just everybody's nice. It's like everything you like about LA and all the things and getting rid of all the shit you don't like.
Right, yeah. They have a big military Navy base there too, right?
So when the aliens attack, that's where you want to be. You want to be in San Diego.
My brother was in the U.S. Navy. He was a communications guy, and he relayed the order to fire that missile that missed Bin Laden by like 100 meters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
He pulled the.
He was told to tell the guy to press the button.
Have you ever heard the book "Behold the Pale Horse"?
No. Can't say
Oh,
that.
you have to read this book.
Hey, you were talking about it yesterday.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Joe Rogan says everything and it's been debunked. I disagree with that. And this guy was really high up in the Navy, like really high up. And one day he couldn't take it anymore, so he quit. And he wrote a book in 1991.
Whoa.
Predicting what was going to happen.
Whoa.
And you see it all happening.
Whoa. What's it called again?
Behold the Pale Horse.
Wow.
It's a cartoon thing of like a guy riding a horse. You just gotta. If you like audiobooks, that's the best audiobook.
Oh, fuck. Cool. Yeah, I'm totally doing that. Fuck, I need an Audible sponsorship, eh?
Yeah.
Lots of guys have. I gotta hit up Audible. Well, fucking A. Thanks for doing this so impromptu, man. It's a real pleasure to meet you and
It's a
stuff.
pleasure to work with everybody. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
It was great.
yeah, safe travels to China. And did you answer my question? Or are you doing any other gigs before China? Or
I go to Florida next week. I'm doing Naples. I'm doing Captain Brian's Club.
oh, cool.
He's a good friend of mine. He just opened a brand new club out there, so I'm getting to go out there and do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, sweet. And how long are you in China for?
Dude, it's great. I'm flying out like a day flight. I'm there for 3 days, and I fly back.
Holy, that's
Get in,
great.
hang out,
Get paid.
get weird, and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I'm going to Shanghai, dude. And if you ever get a chance to go to Shanghai, go to Shanghai.
Holy
It's
fuck.
awesome.
Wow.
And you're like, wow, this is what freedom is, huh? You can literally do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I've kind of heard
Especially as
that.
a Westerner, like, they don't fuck with you at all.
Yeah, like Ari was saying that the cops don't even know what weed smells like, so he's just like smoking weed in front of the cops.
What'd you hear about? He's banging
It's like
this
the
chick.
50s over there. It's so
He's banging this chick, and her dad came in with a bat, and he had to run out.
Yeah. That shit really happens over there. Like, it's seriously the 50s over there. It's fucking crazy. It's when
I had a
back
friend
when
of
it
mine
was
just
free.
got back from Thailand. She's like, dude, that's freedom. You can do whatever you want. My friend went to Thailand. They go, anything you want to do, you can do here. And he's like, he just drew this thing of him shooting a rocket launcher off a rickshaw. He's like, I want to do this. The guy's like, follow me. And I took him to this place.
Well, fucking A. Thanks for getting hard in Nate's backyard, Sam.
I'm so
Pleasure to meet you and to see you again, Romeo.
And safe travels, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for
doing
everything.
it.
I appreciate you coming down, recording everything, and good luck with the Metal Fest.
Yeah,
I think
cheers.
it's only gonna get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, fucking A. Hopefully I'll see you down there later.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Peace, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Get the fuck off of the